Good afternoon, one and all, to a very special live stream. The A-League Women's 2024 Grand Final, Sydney FC, Melbourne City. A huge matchup, two fantastic teams. You got to say, certainly deserving of being here on the final day, the decider. The Sky Blues, who have been so successful and ever present when it comes to the grand final day in the A-League Women's competition. Melbourne City, though, have been so successful in the past decade in the A-League Women's. Both have won 4 championships. One of these teams is going to jump ahead and pick up their 5th ever A-League Women's Championship today. Which is a huge achievement, man. I mean, these two teams have just been incredible, not just obviously in the A-League Women's, but in the A-League Men's as well. These are two clubs who are ever present when it comes to, I guess the club's names are synonymous with A-League success. We've seen the women's team clash in many finals matches across both the women's and men's competition, and a decent crowd building at Amy Park for this one, and we are here for the live reaction, discussion, analysis, all that good stuff. And the first of 2 live streams today too. What a massive weekend we have. We are going to be live straight after this one for the A-League Men's Elimination Final, Sydney FC, MacArthur FC later on. And then we're going to be live tomorrow afternoon as well for the Melbourne Derby Elimination Final. It's a huge weekend. I was very excited heading into this weekend, man. So many huge games. And we're just getting started. Still, we've got another few weeks of A-League Men's Finals upon us. Casual Sydney FC supporter, good to see you here. He says, come on, Sydney. Joshy's here, says, g'day, mate. Long time no see. How are you? Joshy, I'm very well. Thanks for asking, mate. Hope you're doing well as well. Hope everyone is staying well and healthy. And I hope you're dealing all right with the weather. Broadcasting here from the central coast of New South Wales, where we've been receiving plenty of rain over the past few days, as I'm sure many folks in the Sydney area have as well. It's been holding off a bit today, but literally as I speak, there's some really ominous looking clouds above head. But by the looks of things down in Melbourne, it looks to be decent. Gaming Bean, hello Gaming Bean, how are you? Very excited for this one, man. It's a hard one to pick as well. It's a hard one to pick. And feel free to throw your predictions in the chat. I did my prediction video during the week, of course, for all the finals matches this weekend across both the men's and women's competitions. And my prediction was 2-1 City. I'm going to stick with that, but I've got a feeling there could be even more goals in this one. You look at the attacking... I just realized we can fix up that graphic. Courtney Vine is not wearing 22. Two teams with so many dangerous attacking players on the pitch. It's going to be certainly intriguing to see which team is going to control the early stages of the game and dominate from there. Melbourne City being the home team, you'd expect them to have some decent control of the match. But we are about 10 minutes away from kickoff. Two teams eager to pick up their 5th ever championship. How are we feeling? Got hay fever, Joshy. Sorry to hear that, my friend. Sorry to hear that. Hope you're doing all right. Gaming Bean is backing Sydney after Pens. That's the thing as well. I think you look at these two teams and, they were so close throughout the regular season and Melbourne City just getting above Sydney with that win away to Perth in the final round of the regular season, which was painful for Sydney FC, man. They were dominating for so long. Melbourne City picking up the premiership this year. It's going to be interesting now to see what happens in this game. And when we look at the regular season matchups between these two teams, a 0-0 draw earlier in the season and then a 3-2 win to City. So Melbourne City do have the edge in that facet. So who wins in the ultimate decider? Of course, you can watch this game on... it's pretty much available to watch everywhere if you're in Australia. There's no excuses not to catch this one. You can tune in on free-to-air on a television if you're tuning into a TV, 10 bold. You can also watch for free on 10 Play, on the 10 Play app, 10 Play website, and also Paramount Plus. If you have a Paramount Plus subscription, of course, all the A-Leagues action is available there as well, which is great. And that's been the case this season for the A-League Women's. All the games have been on 10 play, which has been awesome. Griddle at halftime. Yes, indeed. Gaming Bean. It's our live stream tradition. For those that don't know, Griddle is an A-League trivia game and a player guessing game from made by Ultimate A-League. And we'll be giving Griddle a go. I remember last time we did it, our last live stream, which was a couple of weeks ago, for that Sydney MacArthur game. We had, I think that was a really tricky one, wasn't it? We had some really tricky stats in there that we had to try and find. I have 16 signatures on my Sydney jersey, says Gaming Bean. Damn. Racking up the signatures. Love it. You're going to run out of room soon. Going to run out of room on your Sydney FC jersey there. Big weekend for Sydney FC. Big day for Sydney FC. As mentioned earlier, we're going to be live after this game as well for the men's elimination final. The Sky Blues hosting the Bulls, so make sure to stick around for that one as well. That one kicking off at 7:45 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Here's our lineups for this game. So, let's talk about the lineups, man. And across both teams for the starting 11s, only one change. And it's a big one too. It's Melissa Barbieri, 44-year-old veteran keeper, former Matilda, comes into the side for Melbourne City in goals, replacing Barbara, who has unfortunately missed out due to a quad injury. And they've signed a goalkeeper as an injury replacement literally today, hours ago. They announced the injury replacement signing. So they've got a fresh keeper on the bench, Melbourne City. But you look at that back line, it's been very solid for much of this season. Grosso's in at left back. Stott, of course, the captain and New Zealand international. Otto and Henry. The midfield trio of Davidson, Hughes, and Policina. Rihanna Policina was fantastic last week in the semi-final second leg, where Newcastle were unable to get themselves on the score sheet last week. Fell 3-0, 6-0 on aggregate against City. Wilkinson, another New Zealand international starting up top. She'll be hoping to get herself on the score sheet. Keep an eye on Galich and Ekic, the wide plays for Melbourne City. Very dangerous plays. But you look at that Sky Blues lineup. I mean, you going through that Melbourne City lineup, you're like, damn, man, there's a lot of dangerous plays in there. It's a formidable side. But then you look at the Sky Blues, and there's going to be there's fantastic matchups all across the pitch. Of course, Jada Wyman, the Matilda's goalkeeper, current Matilda, starting in goals. She's been ever-present this season for Sydney FC. Tumeth, McLean, Thompson, and Lemon, the back four. Chevet and Holman in midfield. Mackenzie Hawkesby, who arrives back at the Sky Blues from Brighton Hove and Albion in the UK mid-season. She's starting in the middle of the park, as is Dos Santos and Vine on the wings. Abini starting through the middle. Very experienced when it comes to grand final day. Princess Abini, wearing the captain's armband for Melbourne City. Indy Dos Santos as well. Another one of these young players who have been performing so well in the A-League Women's competition. There's a really exciting group of young players coming through in this competition who I'm sure all have aspirations of making it through to the Matilda squad in the future. As the teams come out of the tunnel. Melbourne City, of course, wearing the home kit. Dude, I love Sydney FC's third kit this season. It's really nice. It's like an ocean corally sort of vibe, if you want to call it that. Sort of the dark blue with the light blue numbers. It looks really cool. Good to see Spencer in here. Says, finally a day of work to join the Coast Watch chat. Well, Spencer, glad to see you here, man. And I hope work hasn't been treating you too bad. Good to see you here, man. No worries, Joshy. Hope Sydney wins, says Gaming Bean. Butters in the chat. Good to see you here, Butter. Says victory in Sydney to win in the elimination finals. Knicks to beat victory on Pens. Then Central Coast Mariners to lose to Sydney FC. Of course, should be a fantastic A-League Men's Final Series as well. We'll be doing live watch-alongs for the two men's elimination finals this weekend too. So we're live straight after this one for the men's elimination finals, Sydney FC MacArthur. And then the Melbourne derby tomorrow afternoon as well. Melbourne victory, Melbourne City meeting in a knockout finals match. Should be a juicy one tomorrow, hey? Spencer says, I'm surprised Vine isn't playing in Europe yet. Yeah. I mean, obviously Matilda with immense talent and skill. I just missed Josh's comment a moment ago, 44 years old, in reference to, of course, Melissa Barbieri. Have we found the A-League version of Scott Carson? I believe Joshy might be referring to Manchester City goalkeeper, if I'm not mistaken. So, who's going to be the player to step out and stand up today in this one? Huge matchup. Speaking of Courtney Vine, as we're talking about in the chat there, she's probably the one that's most people are expecting to grab the headlines here today. This is a big game for Courtney Vine and Matilda. We think back to almost a year ago now, where Courtney Vine obviously scored the crucial penalty for the Matildas in the Women's World Cup quarterfinal in Brisbane against France. That sort of is surely the highlight of her career, Courtney Vine. But winning another championship here with Sydney FC wouldn't be too bad. Spencer asks, anyone know when Suncorp Stadium is building the Tilly statue? Yeah, I don't know. If anyone knows, feel free to jump in the chat. Good to see you guys tuning in for this one, man. I mean, Saturday afternoon. As I mentioned here, rainy. Well, the rain's just starting to come down now from where I am on the central coast of New South Wales. We've had lots of rain in the last few days, and the forecasts look pretty rainy as well. I just saw someone in the. I think the national anthems are being sung as we speak. There was a close up with someone in the stadium with a Western United jacket on. It was like pointing to the badge. Western United were involved in the A-League Women's Final Series this year. Unfortunately for them, knocked out at home in the elimination finals to Newcastle Jets, who ended up losing to Melbourne City in the semis. Western United were in the grand final last year. They lost to Sydney FC. This time, Melbourne City returning to the big one. Two dominant forces in the A-League Women's. The anthem has been sung, and kickoff is around the corner. It's getting kind of cold too. Last few weeks, I don't know about you guys. It's funny. The A-Leagues we're used to it being such like a warm and it's a hot competition with playing through the summer, obviously. But when it comes around to finals, man, the jackets are coming out. So it's cozy vibes here. It's cozy vibes when it comes to the Coast Watch live stream, that's for sure. Appreciate you guys tuning in, of course, and seeing many regular faces in the live chat. If you want to support the channel and the stream, make sure you hit the like button. You can also consider sending through a super chat to support me and the channel. It's been raining in Sydney, says the gaming bean. Yeah, I was watching the AFL earlier this hour. Yeah, and I saw the rain coming down the SCG as well. Men's final early predictions. As in, like, the grand final? The grand final? I mean, I guess the easy option is just to say Wellington v Mariners, right? I mean, I'd love to see my Mariners there once again, and we've been playing so well. I think Mariners are pretty well positioned to make it through the grand final. G'day, Sam. Good to see you here. Says, how's it going, Lockie? Congrats on winning the Premier's Plate. Thanks, Sam. Appreciate it, man. Even as a Jets fan, as I'm sure after the start of the season, no one would have thought you would win it. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, considering like the losses that we had in the off season, no one expected the Central Coast Mariners to bounce back once again and have a successful season and go one step better and win the Premier's Plate, which of course Mariners didn't do last year, just winning the championship. But great to win the Premier's Plate, man. First time in 12 years for the Central Coast Mariners in the men's. Spencer's dropping his grand final predictions. Says Wellington 1, Mariners 1. Nick's on pens. Tell you what, if it is Wellington Mariners final, it probably will. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to pens too. Both teams have been so evenly matched. Tell you what, though, the fact that Mariners winning the Premier Plate is huge. Obviously, not just to finish first, but I'll do it as the Isuzu Ute comes onto the field. The little toy Ute is bringing the ball. Love it. This is so great, dude. Just go back to my Premier's Plate discussion there. It's a big deal for the Mariners to come first because that home advantage is huge, dude. Like, if Wellington had finished first and were hosting the grand final, hypothetically, in a few weeks' time, that would have been huge. I think they would have, regardless of who they would have faced in the grand final, they would have been real strong favourites, I'd imagine, in a grand final at home. Wellington Phoenix. So, very important the Mariners picked up the Premier's Plate. The Isuzu Ute has brought the ball out onto the pitch. Melissa Barbieri is on the camera. 44-year-old goalkeeper, veteran, former Matilda, so much experience when it comes to big, crucial games. Shada Wyman in the opposite goal. Wyman, a current Matilda, has been involved in the recent squads for the Australian women's national team. Countdown at Amy Park. Decent turnout for this one. Looks like the rain's holding off in Melbourne. And we have kickoff. 90 minutes, potentially 2 hours required to bring us to the answer to the question, who will be the A-League Women's Champion for 2024? An early set piece here for Sydney FC in a really promising position too. Let's see what the Sky Blues... It's sort of funny saying Sky Blues. You look at the two jerseys on the field and one is more clearly Sky Blue. Sydney FC obviously wearing their third kit, their alternate kit. So Hawkesby's going to deliver from the right-hand side here. Two players on the wall. Abini, Tameth, Thompson, DeSantos, Vine, central for Sydney. Hawkesby's delivery. Nicely chipped in. Headed away. Scooped back into a dangerous area. Great chance, and Melissa Barbieri pulls out a superb save. Within the first minute, Sydney could well have been 1-0 up. What a chance. Certainly on side two, Thompson found herself in a pocket of space on the left-hand side. What a chance indeed, Sydney FC supporter. So close indeed, Gaming Bean. So, another set-piece opportunity so early on in this game. A goal here would be huge just to set the tone. Hawkesby in-swinger. And Barbieri up to claim it. That is huge. Melissa Barbieri, the backup keeper. She has been for Melbourne City this season. And she played the second half last week in the second leg semi-final against Newcastle. Starting here on grand final day. And two important interventions for Barbieri. That is huge. Just some warning signs for Melbourne City. There's two early set pieces for Sydney. Dario Vidicic, the head coach of Melbourne City, on camera, wearing the hoodie. Vidicic, a good career in the A-League men's competition. Played at Brisbane Roar. Western Sydney Wanderers as well. Amongst some other A-League clubs. Policina. She was so good in the semi-final second leg. She's driving up the right-hand side. Goes centrally. The ball is cut off, though. Nicely done by McLean. Dude, this is going to be a good game. You know, you get the feeling in the first couple minutes. And you can tell the intensity is there for these two teams. G'day, Yui Jets Football says, hope you're well. Am I right in saying that if Sydney FC win tonight and Victory win tomorrow, Victory will play Central Coast Mariners and Sydney will play Wellington? In fact, it'll be the other way around then, Yui Jets. So if that was the case, because Mariners finished first, they would face the lowest ranked team. And in that instance, then Yui Jets, that would be Sydney because they finished fourth, and Victory would play Wellington. So that could well be the semi-final matchup in the men's. Yes, indeed. which would be interesting. So it'd be Sydney Mariners and Wellington Victory. Free kick here for Melbourne City. 4 minutes in. A chance for the home team to have a set piece chance. Hannah Wilkinson will be the target for this set piece. New Zealand international scored the first goal at the Women's World Cup last year against Norway. I remember that. I remember getting ready for the Matildas Island game last year, watching the opening match on TV in the lead up to that on that afternoon. Decent delivery too. It's found its way to Wilkinson. Jada Wyman makes the block. The follow-up from Policina. They're appealing for a corner. It's going to be a goal kick. What a save indeed. Casual Sydney FC supporter. Jada Wyman getting in front of the shot. Great strength shown from Wilkinson and just poked it at goal, but well done by Wyman to get herself in front of it. And you could see on the replay, just like punched the air afterwards. She was very pleased with that save. So 6 minutes in, City 0, Sydney 0. Chances for both teams though. Good chances too. Thompson for Sydney within the opening 60 seconds and Hannah Wilkinson with a shot on target for Melbourne City. Sam said, it's sad to think that in a couple of weeks or so, there'll be no football played in Australia and in Europe. So what are we meant to watch instead? The MLS? Yeah, it's a funny time, isn't it, during the off-season, especially with the A-Leagues having such a long off-season. Here's Policina with a strike, deflected. It's going to be a corner. Yes, it's obviously we do have a very long off-season. I guess the NPL is something that I'm certainly keen to watch more of. That's for sure. Nui Jet says hoping Central Coast Mariners hoping to get to the Central Coast Mariners home final and the A-League Grand Final. Yes, Nui Jets, indeed, should be good. Gaming Bean says, what am I going to do with my life after the season? Corner, City. They go short. Henry. Back for Ekic. Finds Policina at the near post. Policina. It's going to fall, and the shot is blocked. Bouncing around. Davidson. Sydney trying to get it clear. Ekic hangs it up again. It's bouncing around. Sydney just trying to get their foot on the ball, but they can't do so. Now it's going to break for Sydney once again. Hawkesby. Great chance here. Oh, that's a beautiful cross pass. Across the pitch for Vine. Who's going to take on Grosso? Vine still can't find a teammate. Just run out of space. Now City can go the other way. This is an explosive start to this final. That pass is asking a lot of Wilkinson, and Thompson will clean up. Wow, dude. Fantastic intensity. 8 minutes in. Both of these teams showing fantastic commitment. So we can see here Melbourne City in possession, going to a back three. chance here now. Oh, the through ball isn't quite the best, but they're going to get a throw in a good position. Melbourne City. The Olympics, yes, indeed, Sam. I'm so keen for the Olympics. I always I just have the Olympics on 24/7 whenever they're on. It's always a fun time. As you say there as well, Sam, the Euros are on. One of the biggest competitions in football behind the World Cup, obviously the Euros. Yeah, I remember we were talking about it in a stream a while back. Some of you guys were saying you'd be interested in some watch-alongs for the Euros, which would be fun. That'd be fun. Henry down the right for City. Cross is going to be cleared by Thompson. So, Melbourne City with a little decent passage here, where they're getting themselves into some dangerous areas. Ten minutes in, 0-0. Who do you think is the best manager in the league? Asked Gaming Bean. I mean, in the women's, you can't really go past someone like Daria Vidicic, who's done a fantastic job managing his squad, especially considering the early season injury to Holly McNamara. He's been superb. And for the men's, great chance. Let's come back to that. Oh, what an opportunity. Diana Galich driving through, got herself into the space, really nicely done. Just didn't have the shot to match. It was a bit tame in the end. Not enough power. Going back to Game Bean's question there, and then who is the best manager in the men's? I mean, Giancarlo Italiano, I think, as much as I'd love to see, Mark Jackson win it, I think he's done a fantastic job at my Central Coast Mariners. Giancarlo Italiano has done an incredible job at a team with a side who was predicted to struggle, by most predicted to struggle this year. So, yeah. Sam McGree says I would say the Wellington coach. And I suppose Mark, someone from the Mariners. Mark, yes, we love Mark Jackson in the Mariners. He's done an incredible job. Shaky start for Mark Jackson as well. We shouldn't forget Mariners men's team lost their opening 4 games of the season. And have gone on to have a fantastic campaign since then. Ufuk Talay has been good. I think he was a good appointment for Sydney FC. Hasn't been perfect, obviously, but I mean, he's done well, Ufuk Talay, considering as well that heavy challenge on Dos Santos. No foul. It's interesting as well with Talay. He's done a good job considering, like he didn't have any preseason. He came in a few rounds into the season and had to get straight to work. So considering that, Sydney have done a good job. They finished 4th, which isn't bad at all. I know a club like Sydney FC, they demand success, sees every single season. Melbourne City looking to try and play their way through the midfield. Hawkesby wins the ball back. She gives it away. There's not a lot of time and space in the midfield areas, that's for sure. And that was certainly going to be one of the key areas in this matchup. You look at the midfield trios for both teams. I mean, Davidson, Hughes, and Polacina for City, lining up against Chevet, Holman, and Hawkesby. So there's 2 playmakers for either side too. Hawkesby at Sydney SC and Polacina. 2 quality players. Sam asks, how do you think Auckland United FC, or whatever the name is, will go? I think they'll do a Weston and MacArthur and be a surprise team that make finals in their first season, but who will tell? Yeah, and Western Sydney Wanderers as well, just to sort of add them to the discussion. It seems to be, the trend in the A-League where, and we even think of Western United in the women's competition last year. They made it to the grand final. I don't know what it is, but like new teams come in and have a great season first up. So I think they'll do right. They've got a good coach in Steve Corica, who's got experience of, winning trophies. So that helps. And the names that they've been linked with, and look, obviously a lot of them are probably just rumors still. There's some big names. There's some big names, I think we've seen the likes of, Jake Brimmer, Brian Kaltak. Who else? Marco Rojas. I'm sure they'd love to pick up some of Wellington's top players as well, Auckland FC. And they've got an ambitious owner as well, Bill Foley. Seems pretty keen to have the side experience success early on in their existence. So, yeah, I obviously early doors. We'll see what happens in the off-season when it comes to signing players. But you get the sense that there's some good energy around the club already. So I'd expect Auckland to be a force to be reckoned with early on. And that's actually the beauty of the A-League, that a team can come in and sort of, build a team for their first season and compete, which I think is cool. Pretty healthy crowd at AAMI Park for this one. Good to see. Can even spot some travelling Sydney FC fans in the stands as well. We're a quarter of an hour in. 0-0. Both teams with some great chances in the opening 5 or 10 minutes. Since then, it's been a bit of an arm wrestle. A bit of a battle, especially in the midfield areas. Who's going to take control of this game? Thank you, Casual Sydney FC supporter, for reminding me. Yes. Mariners fans know very well that the 2 losses in the A-League have been to only one club, and that is Sydney FC. So that's with this final series, being a Mariners fan, that's the one thing I'm worried about is coming up against Sydney FC, because they've been a bogey team for us. And look, we shouldn't forget Sydney have defeated. Well, let's come back to that. Almost great chance there. Hawksby's through ball was a bit too heavy. Sydney FC defeated Mariners in the Australia Cup round of 32 at the start of last season too. So it's three wins for Sydney. So shot stats on the broadcast: 5 for City, 1 for Sydney. Seven touches in opposition box for City already. They've been good. They look dangerous. Challenges are flying in too in this game. Holman that time with a sliding tackle to win the ball. Or to clear it away, rather. Beanie wearing the captain's armband for Sydney FC today. Such an experienced player in this competition and in these big matches too. Lemon at left back loses the ball on the pass. Melbourne City can slingshot forward if they want. Again, immense pressure in midfield. Holman goes for an early ball, but she's going to give it away. Some sloppiness in these early stages too. When either side gets into sort of the middle third, there's limited time in possession, it seems. G'day, Danny. Where to watch? If you're in Australia, you can watch on 10 Bowl on TV. You can also watch on 10 Play, as well as Paramount Plus. Hawksby nicely done under pressure, and McLean's going to release Dos Santos. Barbieri's going to get to that first, though. Rolls through to the goalkeeper. No worries, Danny. Got the chamomile tea out for this one. I told you it was cozy vibes today. Happy May the 4th, everyone, too. We've got a Star Wars mug out for that. Hawkesby driving forward, finds some space on the right. An early cross turned into a shot. Pretty routine save for Barbieri, though. Heavily involved so far. Mackenzie Hawkesby arrived back at Sydney FC mid-season after heading over to Brighton Hove and Albion in the UK. Beanie's won the ball high up the park. Crosses. Hangs up in a dangerous area. Dos Santos, edge of the box, goes for a shot. Cannot keep it down. G'day, Alex and Dominic. Good to see you in the chat. "20 minutes in. Melbourne City 0, Sydney FC 0. Some good chances for both sides. City looking slightly more dangerous. Sydney FC, look at them applying this press as Melbourne City try to play out from the back. Let's see what happens here. Nicely done by Henry. Oh, almost turning into danger. Plays it to Stott, who sends it out wide now, and City have broken free. Policina, nice give and go with Ekic down the left-hand side. Chevet trying to get back in cover. Policina on the ball. Back for Davidson. Henry. Sky Blues set up at the back once again. Nice pass short for Wilkinson. Galich draws the foul. Nicely done. Fantastic talent is Galich. She's had a good season for City. And really nicely done there just to draw the foul from Lemon. Where's the Coast Watch movie for... Sam says, where was the Coast Watch movie for the Star Wars watch-along since it's May the 4th? As in, like, a watch-along for a Star Wars movie? That's what you're saying there, Sam. And Sam also says, good idea, Lockie, make a new channel called Coast Watch Movies and watch-along for movies. Would people watch that? I get watch-along for, like, sport. Watch-along for movies. I know there are, like, channels that do that kind of thing. Or like for like new shows that come out, like when they watch like the new episode for the first time. Let's see who can control the ball here and push forward. Pass from Chevet. Hawkesby lays it back for Temeth. Long ball. Ambitious pass too. Cut out by Grosso. Both teams' defensive shape out of possession is good. Not a lot of avenues forward. Not a lot of space to work with. Has the rain stopped here? Looks like it has for now. Hope you guys have been staying safe in some of the crazy weather that we've been having in the Sydney area, up here on the Central Coast as well. It's been a lot of rain. Looks of things in Melbourne. Looks pretty dry. Good weather for football. Interesting again there for Melbourne City. Sort of a couple times now when they get in possession, they're going to that back three once again. That time it was Otto who was getting forward down the right-hand side. Grosso stepping back. Beanie's gotten first to the ball here and could break away with a pace. Great covering, though, from Henry. Getting ahead of the Beanie, who was almost away down the left wing there. "25 minutes of football have been played at AAMI Park. The A-League Women's Grand Final for 2024. Melbourne City 0, Sydney FC 0. Melbourne City winners of the Premiership this year. Can they do the double? Both of these teams have won 4 A-League Women's Championships previously. One of these teams will win their 5th after today. Left-hand side, Dos Santos under immediate pressure. Henry's been good at right back for City so far. Long searching ball for the last probably about 5-10 minutes now. This game has sort of gone into a bit of a lull. Neither side really making any major steps forward into opposition territory. Bit of back and forth. Melbourne City certainly having a good spell of possession in the last 10 minutes as well, eh? Oh, forward pass almost through for Sydney. They almost caught Melbourne City out there, but Grosso's on the ball. It's a good challenge by Chevet. Brilliant tackle, Chevet. She's going to release Mackenzie Hawkesby, who's going to find Holman in a lot of space. Nice searching ball for a Beanie. Beanie loses out. Now City can come forward. That's the thing with this game too. Even though we've had some quiet moments, you get the sense that at any point it could spring to life. Melbourne City have elected not to hit on the counter-attack just yet, though. They clearly want to control possession, control the ball, and dictate the play and the tempo. Heavy pressure here, and there's going to be a foul. It's Grosso who's committed the challenge. It was a heavy challenge too. First yellow card of the game to Melbourne City's left back. She got caught in possession and just, yep. Look, I don't know about a yellow card, though. Like, I don't know if that was worthy of a yellow card. She's left a leg in there challenging for the ball. I don't know if I'd go as far as to call that a booking, though. You know? G'day, A-Leagues. Doing well, man. Doing well. Good to see you here. I appreciate you guys tuning in for this live watch-along on a Saturday afternoon. First of 2 watch-alongs today. We're going to be live later tonight for the men's elimination finals, Sydney FC, Macarthur FC. So make sure to hang out for that one as well. Make sure you hit the like button. You can also send through a super chat if you want to support. So Hawkesby is going to deliver another set piece here. Long range free kick. Far too close to Barbieri, who's had a few touches of the ball, now the City keeper. Yeah, man. Tomorrow's Melbourne derby is going to be crazy. I can't wait. We're going to be doing live watch along for that one too. Melbourne victory, Melbourne City in the men's elimination final tomorrow, Arvo. What a huge match. Oh, good ball forward. Has the flag stayed down? It has not stayed down. The flag is up for offside. G'day, Ruben. Says Barbieri playing would have to be close to some sort of worldwide top flight age record. No, you'd think so. Hey, what, 44 years of age now? Does anyone know? It's and what a game to be playing in as well. She hasn't been playing much football of late. She's predominantly been the backup keeper for Melbourne City of late. But starting in place of Barbara, who is missing out on this one due to a quad injury. Dos Santos wins the ball in the middle of the field. Henry again winning it back really quickly. The Melbourne City right back having a strong start to this game. Half an hour in, though. Dude, the half an hour's flown by. We've got 15 minutes left of this half. Galich. Wilkinson. Back for Hughes. Melbourne City starting to build now. Grosso lifts it up to Ekic on the left. Ekic still with the ball. Hawkesby getting back, making a defensive intervention. Now Sydney can go on the counter if they want. Holman. Dos Santos under pressure here. Supporting Lemon. Lemon wanted her to continue to run. Dos Santos was not on the same wavelength. Love the prediction. A-League says going for a crazy prediction, but I think Victory will win 4-3 in extra time. Damn. As Sydney to win 3-2. G'day, John. I'm in the United States. How can I watch this game? Unfortunately, I can't help you, John. I'm not sure. I do know that on the A-League's YouTube channel, they do sometimes show the games for international viewers. Alex and Dominic is backing MacArthur 2-1 in the elimination final later tonight. As well as 3-0 victory. I think tomorrow's Melbourne Derby should be a close game. I mean, City, despite just sneaking into the finals in 6th place, they're heading into the game with good form. They've done well to get into finals and should be a great game. Here comes Courtney Vine for Sydney. Great run. And the pass for Hawkesby, who is dragged wide. Back for Holman. Tumeth is there. Tumeth still. Great challenge, Ekic. I didn't see a foul in there. The referee's called a foul. And there's a bit of push and shove here between Ekic and Tumeth. And that goes along with what we said earlier about this game really having a sense of the competitive energy and the tension. Two teams desperately want to win their 5th championship in the competition. I don't know, man. Showing the replay there, I didn't see who. It's City's foul. I didn't see much of a foul in there anyway. Jules for Pools. Do you remember me? I'm the Bo Show. Used to watch all your streams. Long time no see. How's it going? Good to see you here. Formerly known as the Bo Show. Is there a goal in our sights in this first half? The opening few minutes is when we had the best chances of the game so far. But since then, it's been a tightly contested battle. Abini, good strength, winning the ball. Hawkesby now. Forward for Vine. Not much luck trying to break through the back lines for either team. Watching from Louisville, Kentucky, says George. There you go, George. Wow. Thanks for jumping in the chat. Always great to see the international viewers tuning into the Australian leagues. Melbourne City 0, Sydney FC 0 with around 10 minutes to go in the first half. Pretty even matchup so far. Neither side really dominating in chances. You can tell these are the two top teams in the competition this year, man. Every touch, every challenge just has that competitive energy to it. There's a good amount of space here now for City. Nice give and go. Galich with a cross. Blocked by Lemon, which was crucial. And Dos Santos is going to send it up the line for a Beanie. Nice work by Beanie. There's been some good play, man, in this first half. Some strong play. Dos Santos went for the ambitious long ball for Vine. Didn't work out. There you go. George says Ekic is from Louisville. Played for us at Racing Louisville. I hope this goes well for her and Melbourne City. Cheers for the comment, George. Amina Ekic. Good season for Melbourne City. Playing on the left-hand side today. Henry driving infield. Manages to maintain possession. Nicely done. Now what can City do here? You can see, just look at the amount of pressure these players are under, dude. When they're, especially in the middle of the pitch, it's just so intense. Which team is going to have the composure to play their football and to shift their way up the field? Henry sees a bit of space on the right. They're committing players forward here, Melbourne City. Henry just misses the return pass from Galich. Breaks down for the home team. This is the first of two live streams we're doing today. We're going to be live later tonight for the Sydney FC and Macarthur FC elimination final. Two teams who finish right next to each other on the A-League men's ladder. So make sure you jump into that live stream before. Jules is back in 1-0 Sydney. My prediction was 2-1 Melbourne City. I'm going to stick with that still at this point. I think City might just get ahead in the end, but I tell you what, there's been an even start, and a Beanie almost might be able to get behind, but it's cut off. Once again, so far, defences are indeed on top. Chances have been limited. A Beanie, good challenge. It's going to roll through Holman, who's under a lot of pressure. No foul there, according to the referee, and City could break forward here. Galich needs some support and gets it from Henry. Melbourne City have really been favouring this right-hand side. Nicely done there. Sydney FC win the ball high up the field. Davidson was caught in possession. Hawksby chipping it up. Couldn't find a teammate. Now Tumeth can't keep that in. No real indication that we'll find the first goal of the match in this first half. With how evenly these two teams are matched, man, you get the sense that there could be a chance that this game might well require extra time. Nice run. Oh, great run by Stott. She's dribbled past a few players through the middle. Finds Policina. Plays it forward here. Great chance here for Melbourne City. It's Galich who's swapped wings now. She's on the left. Galich still. A forward pass is cleared away by Sydney, and Melbourne City have a throw-in. So, that's what it's taken. The centre-back getting forward there, Rebecca Stott on the ball and beating a couple players. And that's surely a foul. It is. Lemon once again committing the foul. This time on Ekic, who's over on the right-hand side. Five minutes to go in the half. A first half that has flown by quickly. It's been tightly contested. Some chances early on. Certainly been an arm wrestle. Ekic stands over this one for Melbourne City. Policina is there to provide a right-footed option as well. Ekic is going to deliver. Edge of the box. Still there. Clearance is now made. Well dealt with there by Sydney. Melbourne City, again, just patient on the ball. They're certainly racking up the percentage statistic you'd imagine, the home team. They've had a lot of the ball, especially across the back line. But so far, Sydney FC have been able to match them in defence. And it's not just that back four, but it's the whole team. You can see it's a team defending, holding their shape really well. Not allowing City the space to work their way forward too often. Nicely cut out by Tumeth. Sydney can pounce on the counter-attack here. Tumeth, oh, a beanie just gets it caught on a heel. That was a good chance. That was a great chance for Sydney. Could have been a way through on goal. Nama's in the chat. G'day, Nama. Good to see you here. Jill says it's sad that we can't see the Mariners women in the grand final, but we tried so hard to get that far. Yeah, oh, dude. I mean, fantastic season from the Mariners in the A-League Women's this year. Just to first season back in the competition to get to the top 6 was a great achievement. To win the elimination final and in the semi-finals against Sydney FC, we came close in the end. Couple minutes left in this first half. Probably won't have too much injury time. There hasn't really been any stoppages. No injuries. And of course, more importantly, no goals up to this stage. Both coaches, you get the sense, though, would probably be decently happy with how the game's going so far. Nama asks, what's your thoughts on West Sydney Wanderers not making finals? Yeah, it was a blow, isn't it, for the club, obviously, considering that they were in the top 6 for much of the season. And Wanderers fans, they demand success from their club. So it might mean some rebuilding to be done in the off-season. It'll be interesting to see what players they do keep around for next year. Western Sydney. Make sure you stick around at halftime. We're going to be playing Griddle. Griddle, which is the A-League player guessing game. Good to see Brock in the chat. G'day, Brock. Hope you're doing well, man. Oh, a mistake at the back by City. Here's a great chance for Sydney. Oh, and the pass is the wrong one from Hawkesby. Oh, what a chance. Well, there was a slip at the back from Melbourne City, and all of a sudden Hawkesby was in behind. She had a Beanie and DeSantos there. Was looking for Princess Beanie, but the pass just didn't have the right weight. What a chance. G'day, Christopher. Who is playing better? It's pretty even so far, to be honest. Neither team really having too much dominance. Melbourne City seem to have more possession, that's for sure. But the chances have been limited for both teams. 1 minute of added time, and then we're going to jump into our griddle. Brock also echoing that, saying this game has been 50-50. And yes, of course, Nama, yeah. Not stoked that it's 2 a.m., but of course, very excited to watch Central Coast Mariners compete in the AFC Cup final on Monday morning here in Australia. Griddle. Has anyone played Griddle today? Griddlegame.com is where you can play. Test your A-League knowledge. The game has been made by the folks at ultimatealeague.com. So, a tightly contested half of football comes to an end. The grand final is 0-0 after 45 minutes. Melbourne City with plenty of possession. Sydney FC looking strong in defence. Opening couple minutes, though, is where the chances were. Some great chances. Thompson for Sydney. And then moments later, Wilkinson for Melbourne City with a great chance. So the best chances came within the opening, 5 minutes, I think it was. Since then, it's been a real tight wrestle. Second half is around the corner. And potentially extra time. We could be set for a big one. And of course, very excited for our next stream later tonight, the men's elimination final. Join us for that one. Sydney FC, MacArthur FC. Two teams from Sydney facing each other in the A-League men's elimination finals. Brock says, I've been watching a load of NPLW League. Lots of talent in South Australia. Adelaide United brought some into the Women's League. Gaming Bean's heading to the men's Sydney game right now. Gaming Bean, hope you enjoy it. Hopefully the rain holds off too, hey. Jules did Griddle, only got 4. We'll see how we go today. Let's see if we can pull that up. We always love testing our skills on Griddle. And we've struggled lately. We've had some embarrassing Griddle failures, you could say. So we'll see how we go today on Griddle. But we always love playing it. So if you want to play it yourself, it's the website is griddlegame.com, I believe. And as we resize it here on the screen, it looks like we've got some interesting teams involved. Gold Coast United. Now, it's always interesting when we have some of the older teams that don't exist anymore involved in the game. So, let's see. We've got Newcastle Jets, Adelaide United, Gold Coast United are in here. Let's make this bigger. Goalkeepers with 5+ goalkeeper clean sheets, which doesn't seem too unreasonable to guess. We're looking for players who have 5+ finals games and over 100 games started. So, some interesting ones here. Thanks for bearing with me, everyone. Let's do it. Let's see how we go, eh? So where do we start? Where shall we start? Where shall we start today, everyone? I generally, my tactic for griddle is to start with like the hardest category. The one that I feel like I'm going to struggle with the most. And then go from there. Just start hard and then go for the easy ones after that. So I think we're gonna do that again today. So that's still too big, man. There we go. Gold Coast United. Now this is a test of my knowledge. Gold Coast United were obviously an A-League club many years ago now. Over a decade ago, right? Looking for a player. Maybe we'll start with this middle one. A Gold Coast goalkeeper who has 5+ clean sheets. Some goalkeepers who play for the Gold Coast. Jared Tyson? Did he not play for the Gold Coast? No one else is. No other goalkeepers are coming to my mind right now. So we're going to start off with Jared Tyson. I could be completely wrong. Oh my gosh, dude, he's close too. He's got 4 goalkeeper clean sheets for Gold Coast. All right, it'd be interesting to see. I can't think of anyone right now who else played it as a goalie at Gold Coast. Let's see, 100 games started. And a goalkeeper who has 5+ clean sheets. Well, that should be easy, right? I tell you what, let's come back to this middle one. We're going to go down to the bottom one here. Let's go to the bottom one here. Let's see how we go. Marcus got 7 into today's griddle. 5+ finals games and a goalkeeper that has 5+ clean sheets. We can go for... There's probably heaps of goalkeepers we can go for, right? 5+ finals games. And 5+ goalkeeper clean sheets. Like, not just in finals games, just like of all time. So we could totally go for someone like Danny Vukovic, right? There we go. 20 finals games for Danny Vukovic. Very experienced when it comes to finals. We'll be involved in the finals series this year as well. Let's see what else we have here. 5+ finals games for the Newcastle Jets. Bit tricky because I haven't played in too many final series. But we could go for someone like maybe a Joel Griffiths. I want to go Joel Griffiths. Maybe. There we go. We got 7 finals games for Joel Griffiths. One of their star strikers in the early years. 5+ final games for the Reds. We should be able to go for Craig Goodwin there, you'd imagine. 12 finals games for Adelaide, of course. Won the championship with Adelaide back in 2016. Okay, 100 games started for Newcastle. Let's go Matt Thompson. 120 games started. Cool. Thought he might have had more than that, but there you go. 100+ games started and a goalkeeper with 5+ clean sheets. Liam Reddy. You know, there's probably quite a few we could choose from there. Liam Reddy. Of course, 350 games. 90 clean sheets. 100+ games started for Adelaide United. We're going to go Isaias. Still playing for the Reds. 229 games for the club. Wow. Okay, here's the tricky one. Now, I remember we had Gold Coast a while ago, like ages ago. And I remember looking at the answers that reminded me of some players, so that might help us out here. Newcastle. Now, I can get this one. For Newcastle and... Oh, hang on. Yeah, James Brown, right? James Brown. Yes, there we go. Okay. Got to trust the instincts, don't we? And then looking for a player who has played for both Gold Coast and Adelaide United. And I remember, I think we had this one on a griddle like ages ago. And there's got to be a few players we can go for there. And one of them has come to my brain, Zenon Caravella. There we go. All right, we missed out. We came so close to 9 out of 9. We came 1 goalkeeper clean sheet. If Jared Tyson had kept 1 more clean sheet for Gold Coast, we would have gotten 100%. Who were the other keepers? Glenn Moss and Jess Van Stratton. Wow, I definitely should have gotten one of them. Jess Van Stratton, former Central Coast Mariner. Dang, we came close there. But Jared Tyson was the first goalkeeper that came to mind for Gold Coast. Stefan Mork for for 100 plus games for Adelaide, says Brock. Let's have a look at the answers. Travis Dodd. Yeah, some iconic names there for Adelaide. Players who have played for Adelaide and Gold Coast here. Dylan McGowan. Wow. Bruce Jitte we could have gone for as well. Hey, yeah. Interesting. I want to have a look at some of these Newcastle ones as well. These are players who have played 5+ finals games for Newcastle. And again, a lot of these names, players who have played in the early seasons. Got someone like Jason Hoffman in there as well, who's been involved with the club for a long time. So that's our griddle for today. 8 out of 9. Not too bad. Not too bad. So, what else we saying in the chat, everyone? Good to see you guys tuning in for this A-League Women's Grand Final watch-along. 0-0 so far. Will we see any changes at the break? Of course, the A-League Men's Elimination Final is after this one later tonight. And join us for the watch-along for that one too. Double watch-along today. So we'll see you guys later tonight. Sydney FC, MacArthur FC. Brock in the chat says, did you see that Macca could be joining? Of course, Macca meaning Jim McLaren. For those that don't know, could be joining Cummings and Petratos. And also they play in the final tonight. The final at 11:30 p.m. tonight. I did see something about that online, on the socials. An interesting one, hey? And imagine that, McLaren and Cummings at the same club. 2 Aussie strikers. That'd be fun to watch. So yeah, we'll see what happens with McLaren. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of clubs interested in signing the A-League's greatest ever goal scorer. Okay. We're also going to be live tomorrow afternoon as well for the Melbourne Derby Elimination Final. So make sure you stick around for that tomorrow as well. Let's boil the kettle. Halftime cup of tea. What snacks or beverages are you guys enjoying as we watch the football this afternoon? Feel free to drop your snacks of choice in the chat. Jeez. Question for everyone in the chat, speaking of snacks. What is your favorite, for those that love chocolate, what's your go-to Cadbury, not sponsored, what's your go-to Cadbury flavor for a block of chocolate? We've got hazelnut here. I don't know if hazelnut's my favorite, but it's good. It's good. My halftime is hanging out the washing while I wait for the second half, says Brock. Love it. Staying productive. Hazelnut, 100% says Jules. Yeah, hazelnut's not bad, eh? So, the second half of football's coming up. Potentially a grand final too. Grand final. Potentially extra time. This is the grand final. Potentially extra time coming up too, which at this rate is a strong possibility. You get the sense that this could end in 0-0 after 90 minutes. JNR Junior, where are you watching the game? I'm watching on. You can watch the game on. It was available pretty much everywhere. If you're in Australia, 10 Bold, 10 Play, the app, the website, Paramount Plus. Thanks for that, Jules, as well. Yes, Paramount Plus. So great to have the grand final available on free to wear. Available for all eyes across the country, which is fantastic, of course. So we'll keep it on the lineups as we head into the second half. See if any changes have been made. Two strong teams, man. Those two number 10s, the two playmakers, I should say, for either side. Mackenzie Hawkesby and Policina, the two players who have been heavily involved so far. Trying to stamp their influence on the game. Jules asks, do we know where the A-League Men Grand Final is being held? We do not know yet. The team, the highest ranked team in qualified for the A-League Men's Grand Final will host the Grand Final. So if Central Coast Mariners go through, they will host it. Having said that, there's no... I don't think we know for sure. There's no guarantee that it will be at Industry Group Stadium. It could well be at... It could well be in Sydney, because that's happened in the past where Mariners have had the chance to host a Grand Final, but then they moved it to Sydney because of larger capacity, I imagine. Check this out. Sophie Harding has just won the Julie Dolan medal. Now, this has been an interesting announcement for this season, that they've gotten rid of the A-League's annual awards night, and instead they're just sort of doing it like at halftime during the grand finals. So congratulations to West Sydney Wanderers striker Sophie Harding, who's just picked up the Julie Dolan medal for this year. Awesome. Second half is about to kick off. Let's quickly go get a cup of tea. Okay. The Isuzu Ute is the little remote control Isuzu Ute is on the field once again for the second half as well. Did the referee just say thank you to the toy car? I swear, dude. I don't know. I don't have the audio of the. I'm not that we could hear anyway, but I swear she just like said thank you to the car, to this tiny toy car that brought the ball out. That's fantastic. Brilliant. A tiny Isuzu Ute bringing the ball out for the second half as well. And the referee looked like she said thank you to the toy car. Second half in the A-League Women's Grand Final for 2024. Two teams looking to pick up their fifth A-League Women's Championship. So successful when it comes to this competition. These two clubs, the second half is indeed underway. Having a glance across the pitch, doesn't look like we've got any changes so far. Appreciate you guys tuning in for this live watch along. Hit the like button to support the channel. You can also consider sending through a super chat. I agree with you, Brock. Referring back to, as we were saying before, about the A-League awards night. Awards deserve to be celebrated, indeed, and having their own dedicated awards night was great. And I think we did a watch along for the not a watch along, but like I guess a live, because we couldn't watch it, but a live stream when the awards were happening. I think we did a live stream. And yeah, we like get the updates of the players winning the awards. Oh, here's a good chance for City early on this half. Ekic with a shot, great block by Tumeth. Amina Ekic with the first chance of the second half. The second half starting just as the first started. An early opportunity. Nicely worked too by Ekic. Got herself into the space and... well, the shot was really well blocked by Tumeth. G'day, Fortnite Troll. Good to see you in the chat. As always. So, an early side-on goal for City, who have had more possession in this game so far. Home ground advantage. Can it get them through to the win? Oh, Policina has found a pocket of space in between defence and midfield. But City lose possession here. Now Sydney. It's been on the counter-attack where Sydney have looked most dangerous in this game. Courtney Vine trying to get forward, but they haven't quite been able to get The players haven't quite been at the same wavelength for Sydney, breaking forward on these counterattacks. But the threat is there. That's the main thing. The threat is there for the Sky Blues. So experienced when it comes to grand final day. Of course, we shouldn't forget Sydney FC, the reigning champions, whilst Melbourne City are the reigning premiers, picking up the premiership in the A-League Women's this year. Sydney FC, they got the job done about a year ago now at CommBank Stadium against Western United. They're showing on the broadcast here the subs for Sydney FC. Lucy Johnson, Shay Connors could be an option as well up front. Oh, dangerous pass across the face of goal. Courtney Vines picked up the ball. What are Melbourne City thinking? Playing dangerously. Vine is dragged out wide. Trying to get past Grosso. Oh, nicely done. Vine still going. Runs out of real estate. And Melbourne City should be able to drive this forward. Nice skill by Ekic. Brilliant by Ekic through the legs of Holman. But Chevet comes across to help out in defence for Sydney. Oh, poor clearance. Wyman. Galich has picked it up in a good position here. Galich is going to lay it off for Henry. The pass isn't great because Lemon can intercept. Dude, this has been an intense start to the second half. The pace has picked up already. Galich wriggles past two defenders. Nicely done. And a cross comes in from Galich, but Wyman diving out to claim it. Both goalkeepers have been called into action a few times throughout this game already. Grosso. Nice run by Grosso. Maintaining possession. Surely fouled there by Chevet, but City maintained possession. Right-hand side, Galich. City building. We're only 5 minutes into the second half. Henry. Good run. Keeps it in play just. Clearance. Two central defenders for Sydney have been fantastic so far tonight. McLean and Thompson. Grosso in space. City pushing numbers forward now. Inside the box is Policina. Good clearance by McLean. Grosso. Ekic. Can't get past Tumeth. Good shoulder-to-shoulder challenge. That's been a good battle in this game so far. Ekic and Tumeth. Such like a contrast in the two head coaches and their outfits. Ante Juric, as he often does, wearing the full suit, the navy suit. Dario Vidicic just rocking up in the Melbourne City hoodie. Two fantastic coaches who have done a great job with their respective teams this year. Long ball cut up by Thompson. Now there's a chance here for City throwing in a good position. Ekic, nice. 1-2 with Policina. McLean again, great touch. Just getting it away from Policina. Fortnite asks, do any of the A-League finals games go to a second leg? Yes, indeed, Fortnite. The semi-finals do. The semi-finals. So in both competitions, the elimination finals are just the single leg, one leg knockout. So we've got the men's elimination finals this weekend. Both are just the one leg knockout. And then after that, it's the semi-finals, which are both 2 legs. Here's a chance for Wilkinson, edge of the box. That pass isn't the best for Galich. City still in possession. But yes, going back to the semi-final discussion, it's something that they brought in a few years ago. They had it early on in the A-League, in the early years, and they got rid of it for a while. But now it's back. I don't mind it too. I don't mind it. More finals games can only be a good thing. Good pass inside here. Nicely worked by City. Davidson. Grosso. Look at the players who are really pushing deep now for City. Their intention is to go on the attack in the second half. They were playing it a bit safe in the first half, Melbourne City, knocking it around the back quite a lot. But now they've got a lot of possession in dangerous areas of the field. That's a heavy challenge from Tumeth. She misses the challenge, and Grosso's in behind. She's going to try and find a teammate. The pass is just offline. City are looking really dangerous here. This is a really important moment here for Sydney FC, just to stay switched on at the back. Galich just losing the ball. No foul. They can't seem to maintain possession as well. Sydney, as soon as they get it, they sort of give it away, inviting that pressure back on themselves once again. Henry for Hughes, for Davidson, who's under pressure. City moving the ball really well in the second half too. They had a lot of pressure on them, but they're moving it really nicely. Grosso dispossessed. And again, how many times have we seen that today? The counter-attack, and you can see Ante Uric, Sydney FC head coach, throw his arms up in disappointment. They got the ball. They went for the long pass, and it didn't work out. There wasn't an attacker there looking to receive the ball. 10 minutes into this second half. Melbourne City 0. Sydney FC 0 in the grand final. Advantage here after a foul in Hawkesby. What can Mackenzie Hawkesby do? Oh, it's a good challenge. Brilliant from Davidson. There's been some really strong challenges in this game. It's been great. Abini in the box. Can't get through. It's a goal kick. Princess Abini, just 24 years of age, but playing in what? I think this is her 8th grand final now or something like that. It's incredible. Sydney FC almost always there when it comes to the ultimate decider in the A-League Women's. They're a team who have experienced so much success in the competition. And they'll want to add yet another championship here once again. Of course, an important stat I don't think we've mentioned in the stream today. Melbourne City are yet to lose a grand final, I believe. How about that? They have not lost a grand final. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that's right. There's a second ball on the field here. Daria Vidicic was about to run over and grab that ball as it was just sitting near the sideline. Stott driving the ball forward for City. Still going. Chevet has to come across and make the challenge. Space on the right here for Henry. Surely they're going to go for it. Otto doesn't choose to do it. Galich. Hughes. So many passes. It's just pass after pass here for Melbourne City. Trying to pick their way through this Sydney FC side, who have had to do more defending than attacking in this match. Good challenge, Holman. Now Courtney Vines on the ball. She's the kind of player who could unlock things for Sydney. And again, that forward pass from Sydney is not going to be able to find a teammate here, which is unfortunately for them being a reoccurring theme in this match. What are the stats looking like, man? I mean, it feels like just like Sydney have barely had a chance. We think of the early opportunity they had Thompson in like the opening minute. But since then, there hasn't really been anything on for Sydney FC. It's been disappointing. Going to get our first change of the game, though. Margot Chevet is going to come from the field. And Taylor Ray is going to come on to replace her. Margot Chevet, decent game in midfield, very competitive. Taylor Ray is on as her replacement. First change in the grand final, coming almost on the hour mark. Yeah, having a look at the stats now on the A-League's app. 67% possession to Melbourne City. 6 shots for City, just 3 for Sydney. There hasn't really been many chances at all in the game, actually, for either side, eh? So there's Taylor Ray onto midfield, wearing the number 18 for Sydney. First change of the grand final. Taylor Ray already trying to get himself involved, winning the ball. Almost. Nice switch, Policina. Finds Henry. Hughes. A lot more. There seems to be. I don't know if it's just. I'm just noticing this now in the second half, but there seems to be a lot more fluidity in sort of the Melbourne City's formation. Oh, that's a shocking pass from Hughes. It's going to have to be recovered by Grosso. By Henry. But there's a lot of rotations and players sort of rotating positions, shifting around the park. Ekic, left wing. Cutting inside. Davidson's there, trying to get it through. Just wrestling through. Ekic, back on the ball. Galich now. Ekic is going to pick it up on the right wing now. Wow, they've just shown the final third entries on the broadcast. Melbourne City dominating. What was it, like 27? passes in opposition half. Melbourne City are 113 to Sydney's 15. Incredible. So it sort of paints a good picture of how this game has transpired so far. Melbourne City having a lot of the ball and getting it into dangerous areas in the second half. Here's a good chance. Polacina, left-hand side, can't keep the ball in play. Surely that's gone out. It has. And Sydney barely having any sights in the attacking half. So maybe that change, bringing Taylor Ray on, maybe just to shift things up, change things up a little bit in midfield, try and get themselves on the ball and find a way to get themselves back into this game. I mean, the good news, though, for Sydney is that the scoreline is still 0-0, despite City's dominance. Otto getting forward from centre-back for Melbourne City and into the box and shooting and not too far away from the target. Good run by Otto, who not for the first time tonight has gotten forward from centre-back. Yeah, the shot went across the face of goal. Not able to test Wyman there. Do you think it'll end in a draw? Well, at this rate, it could well do so. Penalties might be required. Grosso. Plays it across. Henry from right back. Grosso. Is that a foul? Is that a foul? City players are asking the question. It looked like it. On first glance, at least, it looked like it. Grosso wasn't happy. Here's the replay. I don't know, man. I mean, Holman's coming from the side. For me, that's a foul. Looks like Sydney are preparing another change. Shay Connors is on the sideline. Heavy challenge in the middle. Otto's stayed down on the ground, holding a head too. This is a potential head injury. The game has to be stopped here because Otto's down, holding her head. Heavy challenges flying in too. Showing it on the replay. Not actually clear if there was any contact to the head of Otto there. But she's in some discomfort. So, we're going to get a stoppage here. Just to check on the welfare of Otto, who's had a good game so far. There you go. Most final third entries. Taylor Otto has 9 so far. From centre back. So, Shay Connors is set to come on for Sydney FC. The striker. Thank you for that, John. Good to see the chat, as always, John. So says, to answer your earlier question, Melbourne City has won every grand final they appeared in. 4 grand final appearances and 4 championships in 15-16, 16-17, 17-18, and then 19-20. Thanks for that, John. Appreciate it. And that's right. It was those years of dominance for Melbourne City. 3 years in a row, they won the championship. They'd love to add one more here. So Connors is going to come onto the field. Is it going to be a straight swap for Rabini, or will there be another change? No. Rabini is coming from the field. Connors is on. Princess Rabini unable to really get herself into the game, unfortunately. Limited touches of the ball. So Connors is on. to provide a different option. Mackenzie Hawkesby is going to take the captain's armband. So Connor's on for Sydney in place of Princess Abini up top. So that's 2 changes made already for Sydney. 2 of their windows have been used as well. Of course, they'll get 1 more in extra time if extra time is indeed required. Melbourne City yet to make a substitution at this stage of the game. Of course, I'm sure it's in the back of the minds of the players and the coaches that 120 minutes might be required to settle this one. And then potentially a penalty shootout. So Santos with a bit of space here in the middle. Going to look for an early ball towards Connors. Oh, it's a good ball too. Connors is in. Oh, she scores. Sydney FC take the lead. And it's the substitute, Shay Connors, scoring with one of her first touches in the grand final. The Sky Blues, who have had to do so much defending in this grand final, they have broken the deadlock. After almost 70 minutes of football, what a pass from youngster De Santos. And the finish from Connors. Incredible. Oh, it was close too. It was very, very close. Connors had the timer run and did that to perfection. Barbieri came out for it. Connors beat her to it. The finish was fantastic. Brilliant goal, Sydney. Jules loves it. Marcus loves it. Sydney FC fans are loving it. And what a moment for Connors. Literally like a minute or 2 after coming on. As a substitute, has scored a grand final goal here for Sydney. And it's 1-0 with just 20 minutes to play. It's now all up to Melbourne City, who have had so much possession, who have dominated so much of the pitch, but haven't been able to convert that domination in possession into meaningful chances and ultimately goals. But Galich is here on the ball and is looking to get forward. Can they get an instant response? Galich goes to the floor. No foul. Wow, what a moment. This is that has certainly tipped the game on its head. City were controlling this contest. What have they got in response? They have to find something different now to break through this stubborn Sydney defence. Wilkinson, great chance, and it's a crucial defensive intervention from Thompson. Hannah Wilkinson trying to find her way through. Once again, got past McLean and Thompson. What a block, man. Because Ekic was waiting in the centre. Incredible. Here we go. Corner for Melbourne City here. Short delivery. Galich has it. Plays it back. Henry swings it in. Wyman does claim it in the end. So, just 20 minutes or so left for Sydney FC. Can they claim their 5th A-League Women's Championship? Jimbo's loving it. Go Sydney FC, says Jimbo. Jill says, I'm a Mariners fan, but for this game, I'm a Sydney supporter. There you go. So, Melbourne City, you get the sense that maybe they'll be a little bit rattled by that. Taylor Ray's gotten in behind on the right-hand side. She's delivering the ball. Can't find a teammate, but Courtney Vine's picked it up. She loses it as well, but Ray, bit of space once again on the right. Vine. Kind of a tricky position there for Courtney Vine. Couldn't get a shot on goal. Bit of an awkward height for her. Long ball towards Connors. Can't control it this time. I'll tell you what, it would have been interesting seeing sort of a camera angle from the sideline closer towards the goal just to check whether Connors was indeed onside. I suspect she probably was, but it was close. Courtney Vine driving forward for Sydney. Could they find a second here? Otto using her strength to win the ball back, though, for City. I got to be careful when I say between saying City and Sydney. City, Sydney. I should probably say Melbourne City a bit more. Melbourne City. Henry. Oh, almost for Galich. Oh, yep, she's going to win it, but the ricochet is going to go through to the goalkeeper. Galich has stayed down on the ground here in a bit of pain after that challenge from Lemon. Certainly didn't look like a foul for me, but there's going to be a stoppage in the game here. In fact, it was Thompson. Fair challenge for the ball. Galich is on the receiving end of the challenge, though. So, Melbourne City. Now, this is a crucial time for Coach Dario Vidicic. Looking at the substitutes that he has available to him. What can Melbourne City do to try and get themselves back into this contest? Daniela Galich. Just being treated on the pitch here. 14 duels. 8-1 for Galich today. 45 passes. One of their top players. They wouldn't want to lose her for the final 15 minutes of this grand final. Potentially the final 15 minutes. If there's no extra time. Just showing the replay of that goal. Connors, what a moment. The substitute striker, with her first opportunity, puts it away. Great ball too as well. I mean the finish is fantastic, but that pass over the top from young Indy DeSantos was perfection. Fantastic from the youngster. Melbourne City, with 50 minutes left, less than that now in regular time. They're starting to run out of time, run out of chances. To keep their championship hopes alive. We think back a few weeks ago to the final round of the regular season. Sydney FC looked like they were cruising to the premiership in the final month of the season. Then City catching them and winning away to Perth Glory to win the premiership in the end. Which would have hurt for Sydney, man. Would have hurt for them. Sydney FC slipping at the end there. Playing through the middle. Hughes can't find a teammate. It's starting to break down a little bit for Melbourne City. Since conceding that goal, they haven't been as fluent going forward. They've got to try and, I don't know, do something different. Or because Sydney FC have just had answers on every occasion. They've been so good in defence, the Sky Blues. Lemon with a clearance there. At back four of Tumeth. McLean. Thompson. And Lemon. Fantastic. Melbourne City are finally going to make their first change to the grand final. Hannah Wilkinson's grand finals come to an end. Letitia McKenna's coming on. McKenna scored for Melbourne City in the semi-final second leg. She's on the field now. Hannah Wilkinson had a decent game, a couple opportunities, but she'll be thinking about that chance she had in the opening 5 minutes, right in front of goal. Her shot was straight at Jada Wyman. They might be looking back at that chance, man, as a big moment in this grand final match. An early goal there might have changed the complexion of this game, changed the outcome. Policina driving forward here for City. Edge of the box. Has to turn back. Look at the Sydney FC defenders in the way. Hughes from range. Forced to shoot from range there. She was under pressure. Couldn't find the target. So McKenna's on. Up top for Melbourne City. Replacing Wilkinson. Sydney FC have just one more substitution window available to them in regular time. Melbourne City have two more. Galich for Ekic. Ekic on the left wing. Good challenge. Tumeth. It's been a great duel. That whole game, man, on that left-hand side for City. Ekic has looked very dangerous, but Tumeth has been able to match her throughout basically the entire match. And here we are now, heading into the final 10 minutes. This is it for Melbourne City. These are the moments for them. They've been so good all season. They scored 6 goals across 2 legs against Newcastle Jets in the semi-finals. 6 goals. Can they just find one here to get themselves back level? Courtney Vine almost with an opening. She brought it down but lost it pretty quickly. Ekic. Good challenge to Meth, but Galich is going to pick it up on the left now. Surely that's a foul. And surely that's a card for Tori Tumeth. And there's a bit of a bit of unnecessary words exchanged there from some of the Melbourne City players in Tumeth. A pretty unconventional foul committed by Tori Tumeth, who wrestled Galich to the floor, grabbing the shirt. Probably the clearest yellow card you're going to see. I don't get that. I don't get what the players would be saying there to Tumeth. I mean, the yellow card's going to be awarded. It's not going to be anything more than that, you know? So, Amina Ekic is a set-piece opportunity here. Sydney FC have been able to defend the set pieces all game. The delivery away by Holman. Delivery's going to be flicked back in. Oh, it's going to find its way to Ekic. Great chance for City. The delivery has to be good. It comes across. And the shot is... Oh my gosh, what a clearance. On the line is Holman, who flicks it over the bar. It was McKenna with a strike. That was looked to be heading into the goal for sure. And there is Holman. Sydney FC are defending for their lives right now. Corner. The flick on from Stott isn't on target. You can see there's a bit of panic here from City. And you could just then, you could see on the close-up of Rebecca Stott, she was you could tell she was asking the coaching staff whether she could head forward. Looking at the way she was signaling with her hands there. She wants to help out the attack. That was so close for City, says Jules. Indeed. 83 minutes played. Sydney FC have a 1-goal lead, courtesy of Shay Connors, who came off the bench to score with, I don't think it was her first touch, but it was in the opening couple minutes of her being on the pitch. So Deanna Galich has the ball. Galich in the box. Lays it off. McKenna delivering the punch. Great chance for Polisina. Oh, Rihanna Polisina with Melbourne City's best chance of the game. I'm going to say it. That was Melbourne City's best chance of the game. That might be the moment for them. Polisina has to hit the target there. Incredible. Wyman got the punch and no one was there for Sydney. That's incredible. Polisina just lifts it over the bar. That has to hit the target there. In the 84th minute of a grand final, that shot has to hit the target. And if it does, it's probably a goal because Jada Wyman was not there for it. That's huge, man. Sydney FC dodge a bullet there. Vine. Forward pass for Hawkesby, who's looking forward for Connors. Can Sydney if Sydney get a second here, it'd be huge. Connors has gone down and has just looked over at the referee. And I think it's been called offside. McLean. Well, the centre-back for Sydney FC's pushing all the way to the other end of the field. That might open up some gaps at the back for Sydney. Melbourne City with 5 minutes left in regular time. How much time will we have added on? Got a couple stoppages in the second period. Cross here. It's Courtney Vine, a little bit awkward to deal with. Hawkesby's trying to get it clear. City trying to keep it there. A long-range shot. Jada Wyman's able to save that pretty comfortably. Henry striking from range. Looked like it was sailing wide anyway. Polisina. The pass does not find Ekic. You just wonder if that earlier chance is playing on the mind of Rihanna Polisina right in front of goal and misses the target. Melbourne City are going to make substitution number 2 now. Leah Davidson is off and Caitlin Carrick is on. Worked hard in midfield as Leah Davidson today. City have worked hard. They've worked so hard in this game. They've been able to play the football for the most part. When it comes to the crucial chances in front of goal, they haven't been able to take them. But here's Policina, edge of the box. Good block, Thompson. Shaky clearance on the follow-up. Galich is there, chipping it in over the head of Ekic. So close for City, and Sydney FC clear. These are tense moments for both teams. Melbourne City trying to get themselves back into this grand final. Sydney FC desperately holding on at the back. All players are back to help out in defence for the Sky Blues. Wrestling forward is Grosso. Here's Ekic picking up the ball. Touches a bit heavy and it's cleared away. Man, this has been a huge defensive effort from Sydney. Rebecca Stott trying to drive forward. Advantage is played here. No, the foul will be brought back even though Grosso was in possession for City. Quickly taken free kick. Interesting decision. And the pass forward's going to roll out of play. That was a really, I'll tell you what, 89th minute. Free kick in a promising area. Sydney FC was set up. Like there was no reason to take that free kick quickly. Take the time to get players forward into the box. Give yourself every opportunity to score. How much injury time? I'm going to say we get maybe like 4 minutes. Maybe 5. We did have an injury stoppage after Otto was being treated. Sydney FC win a free kick in their defensive half. What a fascinating match it's been, man. Sydney FC, so limited in terms of their chances and just time on the ball. But they've made the most of it. Connor's taking a chance. Melbourne City have had the opportunities. Have not been able to take them. Ekic whipping a ball in. It's going to fall to Policina, who loses it. Still there for City. Otto. Man, Melbourne City just aren't playing a formation right now. But neither team is, really. Everyone's back for Sydney FC. And pretty much everyone's forward for Sydney. Otto, the centre-back, is on the left wing looking to make a cross. No, wait, 9 minutes added on? What? Excuse me? 9 minutes added on? I thought maybe 4. Maybe 5 at most. We've got 9 additional minutes. Where have they gotten 9 minutes from? We had 1 brief injury stoppage and a goal. Right? That's like all we had, right? Oh, Deanna Galich as well. But 9 minutes, dude? It's good news for Melbourne City. They've got some time to score a dream equaliser to keep this game going. So, City, what have they got here? Carriage. Still going. Shot is blocked. Dangerous position. Away by Ray. Melbourne City just trying to force their way through now. Galich again. Great block, Thompson. This is just an incredible defensive effort from Sydney. Cleared away by Dos Santos up the line. Good clearance too. Got some field position. Surely the throw-in has been taken like 15 metres back. Melbourne City go backwards anyway. Hughes. Can't find a teammate. Two and a half minutes of the 9 have been played. Still plenty of time for City. It's gripping television. Courtney Vine has won the ball and is going to spring forward on the counter-attack for City. For Sydney. Not many players at the back for Melbourne City. Vine loses possession. That was a good chance. Connors is going to pick it up, though. And is going to win the throw. Just to relieve some pressure. 3 minutes of 9 played. In injury time. Whew. Crucial moments here for both teams. A historic season in the A-League Women's set to come to an end. And Sydney FC are just moments away from winning their 5th A-League Women's Championship. What have Melbourne City got, man? What have they got in these crucial stages? Shaky touch from Thompson. She manages to get the clearance away. It's going to come back for a throw-in for City. 4 minutes played. 5 to go. In injury time. Still. I'd be really curious. Where do they get 9 minutes from? I could be wrong. Who knows? Maybe there were actually 9 minutes worth of stoppages, but it did not feel like it. Barbieri has to get to this first. Hawkesby was bearing down on her. Sydney FC with a throw-in the attacking third. Four minutes to go. 4 minutes for Melbourne City. Bit of a loose touch there by McKenna. Cleared by Dos Santos. It's in a good area for City now to launch an attack. Carriage is there delivering. Straight into Wyman. Sydney FC are going to hold on, man. You just get the sense, ever since Sydney scored that goal, more than 20 minutes ago now, Melbourne City just lost a little bit of their composure. Yes, Fortnite. I assume you're referring to the game after this. Indeed, we will be live for that one as well. Sydney FC MacArthur in the A-League Men's Elimination Final. That one kicking off at 7:45 Australian Eastern Standard Time. We will be live for that one as well, so make sure you stick around later tonight. Oh, Vine's won the ball here. Could she get in? No. Start able to make the clearance. Now City have to go. They are well and truly running out of time. Couple of minutes left. It's really coming unstuck for them up top. Hawkesby's going to end up with the ball here. She's going to take it to the corner. Stott is there to win the ball back. Grosso's there as well. Throw in. Sydney FC's defense, man. has just been incredible tonight. Love that comment, Fortnite. Says, I don't know what there is. Something so relaxing about playing Fallout and having your streams on in the background. Appreciate that, Fortnite. Courtney Vine with a chance, but she fires wide. That ball was 100% rolling when the goal kick was taken, but referees let it slide. And Melbourne City have just over a minute to go to grab an equaliser. Here's McKenna on the right. What have they got? Surely they're going to commit no more players forward. There's only they seem to be running out of energy, Melbourne City, as well. They're not playing with the same energy. Connors has got it forward for Sydney now. Stott wins it back. Less than a minute now. "40 seconds remaining." Oh, well, that was terrible. Well, that sort of sums it up. Grosso, under absolutely no pressure at all, has just sent it out of play. "20 seconds. Incredible effort from Sydney FC. Resilient in defence. Taking their chances when they got them. Shay Connors with a goal. What an effort at the back. A team who has been so dominant in the A-League Women's over the years. And they have just won their 5th ever championship. What a night for Sydney. Melbourne City couldn't find a way through in the end, and Sydney FC have done it 1-0. Shay Connors scoring in the first minute after coming off the bench. Jules loves it. Marcus loves it. Back-to-back indeed. They did it last year against Western. They've done it this year away to Melbourne City. Incredible performance. Sydney FC are champions. Tumeth, McLean, Thompson and Lemon at the back there. What a defensive effort. They were switched on for the entire 90 minutes and held on for the clean sheet. And look at the scenes as the players celebrate. Disappointment for Melbourne City at home. Their 5th A-League Women's Championship. Incredible. Melissa Barbieri, the Melbourne City keeper, couldn't keep the shot from Shay Connors out. Called into this game. The 44-year-old goalkeeper, the veteran, playing in such a massive match. Incredible. Sydney FC win it. 1-0. Good game indeed, Sam. Great game. It was so tense at the end there. Melbourne City, though, they'll be looking back at those chances that they missed. Specifically in the last 10 minutes there, Rihanna Polisina. I mean, what an opportunity. Lifting the ball over the crossbar. I mean, she has to hit the target from that far out. And that wasn't their only clear-cut chance, too. There were some good opportunities. There were some great opportunities for Melbourne City, especially in that first half as well. And a Wilkinson early on. Incredible. They hold on in the end. Sydney FC just continue their dominance as well. They're a team who just, I don't know what it is. They've been so successful in both the men's and the women's competition. But just making so many grand finals and winning yet another championship as well. Showing the replay of the goal. Yeah, it was definitely onside. I don't think there's any question of that, actually. Shay Connors timed around to perfection. The ball from Indy DeSantos was fantastic as well. Sam says, also, why was there 9 minutes? Last I heard, someone got injured and the players were huddling around. So what happened? Yeah, it was a strange one. I thought 9 minutes was a bit much to be added on there. but it wasn't enough for Melbourne City. Jules says that ball through is crazy to Connors. It was fantastic as well. It was perfectly weighted. Indy Dos Santos. What a talent. Just like for a player that young too, just to like have the vision to pick out Connors like that with a pass like that. Absolutely fantastic, man. What a ball. Appreciate you guys tuning in for this one, man. We're going to be live later tonight for the A-League Men's Elimination Final between Sydney FC and Macarthur FC. So make sure to join us for that one. I appreciate you guys very much for tuning in for this A-League Women's Watchalong. The grand final has been won by Sydney FC. Shay Connors scoring the goal in the second half. 1-0. An incredible defensive effort to hold on for the win. Another historic night for Sydney FC, who add to their big, long list of A-League women's trophies. Excited for the Sydney versus Macarthur men's elimination final, says Jules. Me too, man. It's going to be a good one. Two teams right next to each other in the ladder, Sydney FC and Macarthur. We're also going to be live tomorrow afternoon for Melbourne Victory, Melbourne City, the A-League men's elimination final, the other one. Big weekend in the A-Leagues, that's for sure. Once again, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Congratulations to Sydney FC for winning the A-League Women's Championship. A fantastic and historic season in the A-League Women's this year. As a Mariners fan, great to have my Mariners back in the competition. We had a good season, made it to the semi-finals, and the Sky Blues able to hold on here, defeating Central Coast Mariners in the semi-finals and defeating Melbourne City away from home. City weren't able to break through in the end. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys. I'll see you in about an hour or so for the A-League Men's Elimination Final watch along. My name's Lockie. This is Cosmos Football. Hit the like button on the way out, and I'll see you shortly.